U.S. ambassador to the UN acknowledging bluntly what the world can see.
They constitute war crimes. They are attacks on civilians that cannot be justified by any in any way whatsoever.
The Biden administration finally called what Russia is doing in Ukraine war crimes. But what took them so long? Part of it is because the US just doesn't respect the International Criminal Court too much. You really need to understand how the ICC works. When it was formally created in 2002, the Bush administration took an extremely hostile stance toward the court. They renounced it, and not only that, Congress passed the American Service Members Protection Act. And this was designed to protect American service members from investigations and punishment by the ICC if they were accused of committing war crimes. And what this law also did was authorize the president to use any means necessary to stop any investigation into American troops accused of war crimes from proceeding, and that would include invading the ICC. This law is still on the books today, and it's got the nickname the Hague Invasion Act. And not only that, it also blocks any federal, state, or local government from enforcing any ICC ruling. And while they haven't invaded just yet, the Trump administration did take extra steps to block an investigation. During his time in office, the Trump administration sanctioned several ICC officials, revoking their visas and preventing them from entering the country to conduct an investigation. If you are unfamiliar with the United States military's history of war crimes, the list is long. Operation Teardrop, No Gun Ree Massacre, the My Lai Massacre, the Azizabad Airstrike, the sadistic and inhumane torture at Bagram, Abu Ghraib, and other black sites, Obama's bombing of Kunduz Hospital, Eddie Gallagher, the Navy SEAL who stabbed a 17-year-old prisoner and then posed for a picture with its corpse, the Iraq invasion itself, which was totally unjust and predicated on lies. While some of the perpetrators of those heinous acts were punished, not all of them were. I'm sure you remember how Republicans rallied around Eddie Gallagher. Trump famously intervened in that case, trying to block any demotion. They celebrated him as a hero, and also at the same time, Trump pardoned 2 other Army figures who were accused of war crimes. And as for the war on terror crimes, have you seen Obama and Bush lately? I think they're doing okay. So when you put the burden of punishment on the respective country, it's really a system that's designed to fail. There's an inherent conflict of interest there, especially for a country with a corrupt government. When you have a system without an enforcement mechanism, it really just relies on everyone's cooperation and participation, sort of like our elections. It's a delicate balance, and as soon as someone starts to ignore it, the whole thing starts to crumble. The U.S. ambassador to the United Nations, Linda Thomas-Greenfield, told the UN, "We've seen videos of Russian forces moving exceptionally lethal weaponry into Ukraine, which has no place on the battlefield. That includes cluster munitions and vacuum bombs, which are banned under the Geneva Convention." And journalist and author Chris Hedges pointed out in a Sheer Post column that later the transcript of her address was amended to add the phrase, "if they are directed at civilians," because the United States also uses cluster munitions. It used them in Iraq. And if you are unfamiliar with them, they are effectively truck-launched missiles that contain like a bomb within a bomb within a bomb. And as war correspondent Jack Crosby wrote in Rolling Stone recently, not all of these bombs detonate, and what happens so often is curious kids will see them on the ground, pick them up, and then they'll die. And that is reprehensible. And if we're taking the stance that these have no place on the battlefield, then why are we using them? Because while you still might be targeting enemy combatants, how these things operate in reality is they still kill innocent civilians. Even if we did call what Russia is doing war crimes, it really just rings hollow. It won't matter until we start requiring the same behavior of our own military.